Next on Great Day at 9A, why a local group is pushing to get rid of school resource officers. The new bill making its way through the state legislature.
And what's next in the fight for equal rights in our country? After 100 years, we check up on the Equal Rights Amendment.
How to have a healthier feast this St. Patrick's Day. Lorianne is here after taking a dump in the parking lot this morning. After she's, right? she slipped on ice.
All right, she's going to add a little green to our meals. And how one local man is pushing through some challenges to live his best life. We're going to introduce you to him a little later on Great Day at 9A.
Yeah, we should say Lorianne fell in her own parking lot, not in our parking lot. And I warned everybody about the ice this morning.
You
Hi,
did.
everybody.
I know. I wonder if Lorianne was up early watching. Were you, Lorianne?
What's that?
Were you up early watching him?
No.
No,
Oh,
there you go. There you go. You got we issued an early warning weather alert, which is now expired because
Icy conditions.
We were talking about those icy conditions. Yep. So that good news. So the alert is expired. The temperatures are warming up. I'll have to check on the early warning forecast in just a minute. How are you?
That's good. I'm doing great, thanks.
Good.
Hey, we got out. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
We got out of the winter storm.
If you didn't tune in yesterday, you missed so much. Nicole was congratulating everyone. So
my mom brain was acting up, and we were coming back on camera one of the half an hours because we were on from 4 to 11, and instead I said, congratulations instead of good morning.
Which was hysterical.
But you know, congratulations, because it was our first official winter storm of the year.
And we nailed it.
You nailed it.
Well, the early warning weather team nailed it.
You guys are awesome. I love how yesterday you were like, I don't mean to, you know, I feel bad saying this, but we nailed it. And I was like, no, brag away. You nailed it. You own that.
God knows. You know what? We'll take the credit when credit is due.
Yeah, you guys work really hard, so good job.
Thank you. What's coming up?
All right, well, our top headlines this morning, the results of 3 special elections in our state are in, and all 3 spots were won by Democrats. Kai Belton made history, becoming the first black woman to represent Middletown. She takes over for Representative Quentin Williams, who, if you remember, was killed by a wrong-way driver in Cromwell on Route 9 in January. Yeah. Oof. Democrats also won special elections in West Hartford and Stamford. So you can find out more information about Belton and the other 2 winners, Jimmy Sanchez in the 6th District from Hartford and Annabelle Figueroa, in Stamford, on the Channel 3 app and on our website.
Yeah, so that's, you know, I was watching they did some of the interviews yesterday with some of the people who were voting. You know, turnout was very low, but they were so compassionate about Q, and they were like, we miss him so much, and he was such a great person, and what a wonderful politician he was, and that more politicians should be like him. So he's truly missed, and I hope that his predecessor does a great job.
Yeah, I know. It's hard shoes to fill.
The person who's filling his shoes.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you meant.
You know what I mean.
I know. And happening today, a local group is trying to advance a bill that would eliminate school resource officers here in our state. Yeah,
the Community First Coalition is holding an event to talk about this event at 11:30 this morning. The group claims there isn't enough data to support SRO's actual help make schools safer, but they say a study by the Connecticut Voices for Children does show schools with resource officers have more students arrested and expelled than schools without the officers. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Now, you just don't, you know, I think that's just very interesting.
School resource officers, you know, obviously, other than patrolling the hallways and such, they also are, from what I've seen in my personal experience, and from what I'm seeing now as my son in the school districts, they're like mentors.
Yeah, exactly.
And the kids look up to them, especially in the elementary school grades. You know,
no,
they
I'm
just
totally with you.
They love them. It's building that community connection. So those who are for it are upset about that going away, but also at the same time, you know, it's a tough decision.
Very tough decision.
There's 2 sides being presented at that news conference, so we, of course, will have the latest on Eyewitness News at noon.
Okay, let's take a look at the weather. We're taking a look at our early warning dual-pole radar, the only live Doppler radar in Connecticut, showing we're dry. That's the way it's beautiful out there right now. The ice is melting. According to early warning futurecast, tomorrow's weather today. Nicole, this is right around 5 p.m. There will be a brief rain or a snow shower in parts of the state. It's very minimal. Most of the activity rides to the north of us. And then tomorrow morning, just in time for the morning rush, 3 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., it's raining. It's
Ooh.
plain rain.
But we just had snow.
And now we're going to get rain. It's going to wash a lot of that snow away. And then we get out to partly to mostly sunny skies for Thursday. Then Friday night into Saturday, that's another time frame of interest. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. And in the meantime, enjoy today. You're going to see increasing cloudiness. Temperatures rising into the mid-40s today. Lovely. A little bit cooler along the shoreline, and then in the upper 30s by about 7 p.m. So not a bad-looking day.
Andrew asked George yesterday, you want to go out for a family walk? You know, later on when I came home and everything was all settled. And George was like, nah, I'm good inside.
I love it.
He had played out in the snow. He had it. He was good.
I love little George. You know, four UConn students are going to be okay after 2 separate sledding accidents. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, they were out playing in the snow yesterday. Thankfully, all 4 of them are going to be okay, but they had to be taken to the hospital. Ugh. Now, both of these crashes on the sleds happened on Horse Barn Hill, which is located on UConn's campus in Stores. It's a very popular spot for students to go sledding when we do get snow. But the students, we learned, ended up crashing into each other while they were, again, on their sleds on this hill, and they are, again, expected to be okay.
It's funny to see these people coming down the hill, though, I got to tell you. Now, if you are planning on sledding today, here are 3 tips to keep yourself and others safe. First, experts say sledding in an area you know well and watching out for others is key in preventing accidents.
And second, if you're going to be sledding at night, be mindful that you might not see obstacles or bumps hidden in the snow.
So difficult.
Maybe just go during the day altogether.
Absolutely. And for those 21 and over, no drinking and sledding, okay? It can impair you and potentially lead to an accident, so that's not good either.
Yeah.
You don't want any of that.
You know what we used to do, and I don't think...
Look at that hill. Look at this hill.
Oh my, look at that sled.
Look at that. Look at that. It's awesome.
We used to sled on the lunch trays at our dining commons in college.
Right. Which
is probably not safe, so don't do it.
Yeah, don't do that.
But put a little bit of
did George go sledding
vegetable oil on it. He didn't, no, but he made a snowman. So the snow was good enough, which is good.
Yeah, the snow was awesome yesterday. It was great for building a snowman.
Good packing snow.
All right.
All right. Let's go on to another story, shall we?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
I'm not, but now I am. Plans for the world's first vaccine to fight RSV is moving forward.
The FDA's independent advisors recommended a shot from Pfizer for adults ages 60 and older. In August, Pfizer announced the vaccine was more than 85% effective in preventing severe lower respiratory tract illnesses in older adults. Currently, there are no vaccines approved for immunization against RSV for children, which is interesting.
Yeah, nothing. In these clinical trials, they weren't mentioning that kids, you know, this is for kids either. So,
yeah, right.
But there were 2 people in the trial who developed Guillain-Barré syndrome. So that's, you know, on all these clinical trials, you have to really look at the amount of people that they were doing the clinical trial on.
Right.
But again, this was on adults, so.
All right. So.
But, you know, RSV is very serious, and especially in the elderly and kids. George had it when he was 6 months, 7 months old.
Not good.
No joke. It is really scary. So, I mean, in my opinion, any efforts trying to, like, curb the risk of getting it, especially since we saw that surge this past winter, I don't know.
I'm with you. All right, the Supreme Court is expected to rule by the summer if President Biden's student loan debt forgiveness plan is constitutional.
Yeah, justices heard arguments about this case yesterday, and we're learning as many as 43 million Americans could see some or all of their student loans forgiven if the court allows the program to continue. The Congressional Budget Office says the program will cost more than $430 billion. Can you believe that?
That's a chunk change.
Yeah, for Sally Mae. And borrowers could have between $10,000 and $30,000 of loans eliminated.
That's incredible.
What do you think about this? You and I are both out of college. We paid off our loans.
Sorry, I paid off my loans.
Are you bitter, though, that this is an opportunity? You are.
I'm a little bitter.
See, I've gotten both reactions. See, in my opinion, they have to draw the line somewhere. So if this is going to pass, it stinks that we didn't benefit from it, but...
I know if I wanted to go to college, I had to take out loans. And if I took out those loans, I had to pay them off. That's just all there was to it. I don't know. I know everybody's going to have a different reaction. That's just my opinion.
No, and I asked for it. It's just so interesting to see where everyone stands.
Emails nicole.nalepa@wfsb.com. Our local American Legion is trying to rebuild. I was just at this American Legion for a fundraiser.
Were you really?
Yeah, a couple of months ago. Both the membership and the building.
Last year we told you about Berlin's Legion building that was essentially falling apart. Look at this video here. They needed $100,000 to repair all of the issues there.
Yeah, today we're going to going back there to find out how the campaign is going. Our Channel 3's Audrey Russo, who first brought us the story, is live there. Audrey, how we doing? Any progress?
Oh, is there progress? There is progress, Scott. There's progress, Nicole. There's progress the entire world. If you watched the story before last year, you might be wondering how things were coming along. We do these fundraiser stories a lot when, somebody needs help, and you might wonder, how are things going? Take a look at that board over there. Da, 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 da. They needed $100,000, and they are at $75,000 right now, which is just incredible over the course of around a year to have raised that much money. And they're absolutely putting it to good use. I want to show you the front of the building. One change that they made, they got rid of that brick wall that was sort of covering up the doors and windows and making it a little bit dark on the inside and, not as much fun to see. That's all gone now. Things are open, but that's just one of the changes. There are so many more things going on inside that we're going to show you in just a little bit. So I'm going to head inside and maybe I'll find one of those lunch trays and go sledding afterwards. I don't know, Nicole, you tell me. Is that fun?
Yeah, it is
totally
fun.
See you guys in just a couple of minutes.
Audrey, I was just there for Jack Banks, my best friend's son's engagement party.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a great time, and it's a wonderful facility, so I hope that they continue to raise the funds there.
Yeah, absolutely. We need something like that.
There's a lot of changes.
All right, good. Thanks, Audrey. We'll check in with you in a little bit.
Can't wait to see that.
I know, right?